2024 is here, which means one thing: new golf equipment is out. And in today's video, I have the new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke drivers. I am sponsored by Callaway, so take away from this video what you like, but we are going to be talking about the new tech in these heads. We're going to be talking look, sound and feel of all the three drivers that I have in my hands and give you a little bit of ball data on how they perform. I was lucky enough to be invited to the launch event of these new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke drivers out in LA. And I got to speak to Dave Neville, who is Senior Director of Brand and Project Management. So he's going to give us all the tech to start with in these new drivers.
Welcome to the Ely Callaway Performance Center. I'm Dave Neville, Senior Director of Brand and Product Management for Callaway Golf. Here to talk to you about the all-new Paradigm AI Smoke drivers. And when you look at Paradigm, the last year's model was so successful for us, and we made some great improvements to that. We've improved the carbon chassis, we made improvements to the mass properties of it, the adjustable perimeter weight. But if that was just it would be a great driver. But really, we have one thing that takes this new AI Smoke driver to the next level, and that is the all-new AI SmartFace. Using artificial intelligence and machine learning really to give you longer drives and better dispersion. So how does it work? Because you hear a lot about AI, it's a buzzword. Everybody's using it in software and cars and in everything. What is it actually doing? Why did we put it in the name of the new AI Smoke? So it really has to do with making that face better and better. We're using real player data instead of just robots for the first time, bringing in thousands of swings, millions of data points from golfers all around the world. And we're using that, putting that into the artificial intelligence and machine learning to give us 50,000 different faces. In the past, we would use maybe 3 to 5 faces, pick the best one, test it, pick the best one and put it out there. Now with AI machine learning, we do 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 prototypes, all the way up to 50,000 plus prototypes. We have a unique face in each of these driver models.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, and what is it about the face that makes it so good and unique? It's this idea around micro deflections that sounds like a fancy word, but basically think of it as little mini trampolines behind the face. So usually you hit one out on the toe, you got a big draw, big hook spin. Hit one on the heel, you're going to have that big cutter spin. This is going to mitigate that. It kind of goes against that to make your shots straighter and longer. Totally different than a bulge and roll story, which of course has been around a long time. That's all about smart start line. This is really about decoupling launch and spin and being able to put that into the AI routine and come out with the most sophisticated face that we've ever created in Callaway Golf. So really the SmartFace is what takes it to the next level. Got 4 models. We'll talk about each of those. I've got all 4 of them here. We've got the Max model. This is going to be the core model. This one features the most adjustability. You've got the adjustable perimeter weight there. So along with the hosel, you're going to have 19 yards of shot shape correction. This is going to fit a lot of golfers. You know, you'll have low handicappers, you have tour players, middle handicappers playing this because it's very forgiving, very adjustable, features that AI SmartFace, going to be a low spin bomber there as well. So that's the Max. And then if you're a player who's fighting a slice, and there are a lot of you out there, we know that it's about 80% of golfers actually.
Yeah.
We have a draw model, dedicated draw model, and they say, why did you change the name from the X? Well, we really wanted this to be a dedicated draw model. It has about 10 yards more draw than where we were with the Paradigm X model. So if you're someone who's fighting the slice, use that draw model. It's going to give you about 10 yards more draw than where we were with Paradigm, 15 yards more draw than the core Max model. Then we've got, for the first time, an all-new super lightweight model, which we're calling the Max Fast here.
This one's really interesting.
This is really interesting. It's different for us. I mean, a lot of people have followed us with the Star products that we've had in the past. We've launched them in the fall. We really wanted to have a lightweight model in our core lineup and have it available at the same price point at the same time. It's about 35 grams lighter than the Max. So you're talking about 270 gram total weight on this. 40 gram shaft, 25 gram grip, super light, has a fixed and bonded hosel. I mean, this thing is going to be very easy to swing. If you're a golfer who's swinging at 80 miles an hour with your driver or less, the Max Fast would be one to look at.
Yeah.
Then on the far other end of the spectrum, the one for Coach Loki here. There it is, the triple diamond. Well, I don't have the 8 degree. I'm going to give him the 8 degree. But this is really the low spin bomber. So it's 450cc, so a little bit smaller. This will be the one that Xander Schauffele has put in play out there on tour. You've got 14 gram and 2 gram weights, so you can flip those front and back. You'll see about 200 to 300 RPM of spin between having the heavy weight in the front, and be lower spin, obviously, and then having the heavy weight in the back. You'll have a little bit more forgiveness, a little bit more spin out of it. So this has been super successful for us. It's going to be very workable. That's our triple diamond model. That'll be the one you see mostly out on tour.
Yeah.
The results on the testing have been just absolutely incredible across the board. Seeing really tighter downrange dispersion. The triple diamond's been a standout. We've seen some outstanding results, not just from tour players, but from better players and even middle handicappers. So I do think the triple diamond will fit more golfers than it has in the past. So 4 models. They all feature the AI Smart Face. We've got a great stock shaft lineup. We, of course, encourage people always to go out and get fit and find the best driver for them.
Awesome. Thanks very much for your time.
No problem.
So plenty of tech, as always, from the guys at Callaway in the new drivers. I have the 3 heads here, minus the Fast. I don't have the fixed head one, but I've got the Max D, I've got the Max, and I've got the Triple Diamond. Let's hit a few, talk to you about the look, sound, and feel, and give you a bit on the old performance. Let's kick off with the Max then, which is the adjustable weight at the back. This is basically the replacement of my Paradigm from last year as well. And looks of it, I do like the looks of it, but I do prefer the old blue on the carbon rather than the grey. I get it that it's called smoke and it's got to be grey and stuff, but I did like the blue of the old Paradigm. But looks from the top, looking down at it, like the little chevron, as always there, the little bit of AI smoke lettering on the crown as well, and the carbon look just does look cool. And I'm guessing that every single driver on the bottom is going to look different because they're not going to have the same pattern on the carbon for each driver. So that's also pretty cool and unique as well. Definitely got a stretch back look to it, which I like. So all in all, a very good looking driver. Let's hit one, see what it sounds and feels like. Little bit toey, which I'm used to, but definitely finding fairway. Now, I do personally think that Callaway have nailed the sound of drivers for quite a few years now, kind of since Epic came out, I think it was. And indoors does also sound different than outdoors, but I was lucky enough to hit them in America as well. And I do think that once again, they've nailed the sound. Feel, because I'm inside, does sound and feel a little firmer possibly, but hard to tell. I would say very similar to the previous Paradigm. Looks of this, little stretch back like I said before, but very appealing driver. Next driver is the Max D, and this definitely sits a little different. It's got a much bigger, or what looks like a bigger footprint, sort of heel to toe and face to the back of the driver as well. So it's sort of like squashed and the footprint looks a bit bigger. Definitely sits a little closed, so a little toed inwards. I think that this could be a really popular driver. This is going to reduce slices. Maybe if you hit it straight and want to see a draw, it's also going to be a good option. But definitely a big old footprint on this one. Oh, that was a good strike. Is that an absolute line ball? Oh, I think we'll call that a line ball, won't we? The toed-inness is putting me off slightly, but if I had this in my hands every day, you would easily get used to the look of that toed-in look. Chevron on the top again, AI smoke lettering, very similar to the Max. Now, Triple Diamond, slightly smaller presence from the top, so not a bigger footprint, and looks like a bit of a deeper face to it, and that's going to be weights going forward, trying to reduce spin a little bit for those faster players. And the only thing that puts me off about this is not having the little chevron arrow on the top. That might suit some people, but I just like having it on there, and it annoys me that they don't have it on this one. Now, if I was on tour, they'd probably put one on for me, but I'm not, so I haven't got one. Definitely a smaller head shape to this one. Won't suit everyone's eye, and if you draw the ball, and want to hit it straighter, this is probably going to be a club for you. If you spin it a lot, possibly this is going to be a club for you too. Let's hit one, see what this sound and feels like too. Oh, that's a rip as well. Now see, this is where I do struggle a little bit with the triple diamonds. That felt like a really nice strike, and I would expect that to have gone straight with the sound and the feel and the strike location of that shot. But because of the weighting of it, I see a little tail off to the right. Now, if I was playing this every day, I would aim left and probably play it. But I like to see my ball falling out the air to the left rather than the right. So definitely a bit of a different look to this one without the chevron, smaller head shape, still obviously the carbon and AI smoke lettering on the top. Interesting club, definitely going to be #1 out on the tour this year. Look, sound and feel on all of those, as I would expect, very nice indeed. Shall we have a look and see what they did when I hit some balls with them? So let's take a look at some of the shots that I did hit. I hit about 10 drives with each driver. I know not a massive data set, but the clubs are doing what Callaway are telling you that they're gonna do. Now, I like to see a straight to slight draw with my ball flight. So the batch of blue shots there, missing to the right of Tiger, is the triple diamond. The reds drivers are the Max, the one with the slidable, adjustable weight at the back. And then you've got the Max D, which is drawing the most out of all those drives in the green. Numbers wise, all very solid, and again, doing what you would expect. Not swinging my fastest today, but triple diamond is spinning the least. Then Max and Max D, very similar. Ball speed a tiny bit quicker with the triple diamond as well. But overall, very solid numbers. And what you would expect again from all three. Triple diamond spinning the least, Max D very similar. Max D's drawing the most, triple diamonds missing to the right the most, and the Max is somewhere in between the two. Very solid drivers. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the new Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke drivers? Will they be on your test list for 2024? I'd love to know. And in the comments down below, is this going to be the year that I start hitting some more fairways? Let's hope so.